Thank you, Chair Lozano. I'd like to thank the board for this discussion. It's long overdue. I will apologize for being rather emotional about this. My exquisitely crafted remarks that you're used to on Wednesday belie what's really an inability to speak in complete sentences when I care about something. I would like to apologize for missing the very beginning of the presentation. I was speaking to a reporter, a first for me, a TV reporter, so I am terrified how I will look. But I have spoken to more reporters in the last 2 weeks than I have in my entire career. I am not a media star and don't find it very comfortable, but this is an important message, so I figured it's my turn to get it out. So I absolutely agree with Regent Ortiz-Oakley. There must be a policy. I absolutely agree with Regents Lansing and Brody that we need to look at the effect on underrepresented students and on other campuses. So let me say, the case is very clear from Chancellors Khosla and, I'm sorry, I'm panicking, Jean, I'm sorry, from Jean and Chancellor Block. And certainly it's just as true if Chancellor Dirks or our newest chancellor were up here. The 3 campuses cannot be cut. It doesn't help anybody to take away those revenues. If you go back to the budget presentations that were made over 3 months, they were critical, these revenues, in having those campuses show up in the black in future years. So I have been on a system-wide committee, one committee or another, since 2004. Every year I have heard, if we could just change the conversation with the state, everything would be fine. I want to say I absolutely agree with the way Janet changed the conversation with the state. We saw how receptive the state was. Go back and read the audit last year or go back and watch the way it was presented. I absolutely appreciated our response to that audit, and I was appalled at the way we were portrayed. The Senate's policy was misrepresented on non-resident admits. The faculty was accused of padding its own salaries. I can assure you that didn't happen. By admitting non-residents. So last night I updated a calculation Dan Hare did last year. It's really great that display 10 is up here, so you can leave it right there. You can eyeball it and do pretty well. Shane actually has a laser pointer if you prefer. The purple bars are state funds per student. So we will be state located, not state supported, in 15 and a half years if we continue the trend from 1990 to 2016. I've only been involved since 2004, so I can't account for why we were cut before then. We had a nice post.com bubble bump in 2000, but we all know what's happened since then. So you could accuse me of starting point bias if you like. I started with the 19100, figuring that's what's on the graph. So I came up with 15 and a half years from now. So no current regent's term will still be ongoing when we absolutely hit 0 if we follow that trend in state funds. But a freshman at Riverside, an underrepresented student just starting now, who we hope will go to graduate school and become a UC faculty member, will be coming up for tenure right when we hit 0. So the starting point bias is actually because I started with 1990. If you start with 2000, the slope is steeper. I didn't do this calculation until just looking at it now. It was so much more stark, all in purple there and in large, magnified like this. So it didn't occur to me last night to redo the calculation for just 16 years, most of which I have been part of trying to reverse that trend along with everybody else. I can't say enough. It doesn't help anyone to cut the 3 campuses above 20%. But if you want to know what about the other students, how are they affected, you can find that out now. Talk to the chancellors on the 4 campuses that are well above average for underrepresented students. We still have no answer to the audit from 2010 that pointed out that those are the campuses with the fewest funds per student and the highest percentages of first generation, or underrepresented college attendees. I don't know what else we can say to the state, so I absolutely agree we have to say something different. I apologize for my tone. I will agree with Regent Elliott in closing that it does appear, if you just say dollars per student, where would we stop? It is the obligation of this board to adopt a policy, I believe. It is not the obligation of this board to adopt a cap. The language did not say cap, it said policy. And Regent Elliott hit it exactly on the head. You have to decide where to draw the line, and what we keep asking is that you draw the line based on net benefits. If undergraduates from California are benefiting from the presence of these students, don't draw the line at 20%. It's totally arbitrary. Please don't draw it at a lower number. I mean, I appreciate what OP has done to keep it as favorable as it is. It will still be devastating. It's exactly right that the campuses that aren't there yet are going to have to make up the difference. This is a race to 20%, but it's going to stop before everybody's there under this policy. It has to change. So, thank you.